Hello students, welcome back to the video series of Python programming. I am your instructor Shweta Yagnik, and today we are going to see search algorithm in Python. So the topics that we are going to cover today are first linear search, then we are going to explore binary search. Within binary search we are going to see two techniques to implement binary search. First is iterative version and then we are going to see recursive version. So let's see first how to implement linear search. So the technique being used in linear search is a search element will be compared with elements of the list one by one. Okay, so if the element is found at first place, then its position will be returned. Otherwise, the next element of the list will be searched. So the total time complexity of the linear search will be O(n). Here it is a big O of n, that is an asymptotic notation. Here n is the total number of elements of the list. So let's see, take an example and see how the searching algorithm works. So here in our list we are having total 8 elements, as you can see over here, and the search element is 12. That means we need to find the position of 12 within the given list elements. So first of all, 12 will be compared with the first element of the list, that is 65. It is not a match, so next element from the list will be compared, that is 20, as you can see in step 2. Now further it will be compared with 10. Still there is a no match, so it will go further and compare with 55 in step number 4. Still it is not a match, so it will go further and compare with 32. Okay, still no luck, so go further and check, and at the position 5, that is index 5, okay, we have got the element 12. So here we will return the position of element 12 from the given list. So let's see practically how to implement this list search in Python. So let's define one function, okay, def and linear search, in which it will take two arguments. First is the list in which we are supposed to search the element, and n is the search element. Okay, now here we need to iterate through all the elements of the list. Okay, so first of all we need to find out what is the length of the list so that we can iterate over the whole list. Okay, so for that we'll be using for loop I in, we'll be using over here range function in order to generate the sequence, and how many elements are to be generated as per the length of the list. So here we'll be taking len of L. So it will generate, suppose the length of the given list is 5, it will generate 0 to 4 sequence so that I can iterate over all the indexes of the list. So that is how our iteration loop will go. Now in for loop we'll be comparing if list of I, okay, equal to n. That means the search element for which we are iterating over, if it is a match, then we'll return the position, okay, that is I. But if we return I, it will return the index, but which is starting from 0. But here we want to communicate as per the user counting. The human counting starts with 1, so that's why we'll just increment +1 so that human can identify what is the exact position. We do not want to return the index, but we want to return the exact position. Okay, so that's why we are doing +1, and this loop will iterate through all the elements of the list, and if there is no luck, then we'll be returning -1 to indicate that we have not found the search element within the list. Now it's time to define a list. So this is the list, n is 12. Now we'll make a call to the function that we have defined. So here position, that is the return value from the list, from the user defined function linear search. So we are calling linear search, that is our function in which we'll be passing L, that is this particular list within which we want to find the position of 12, that is n equal to 12. That's what we are passing over here. And based on the position we can segregate whether the element has been found or not. If position equal to -1, which is the return -1, the function will return -1 when the element is not found from in the list. So that's what we will conclude, and we'll write over here print not found. Okay, else we'll be writing print found at, and we would like to mention the count, the position where it has been found. Okay, so let's execute the code. So 12 is not found. Why it is showing like this? So here I have made one mistake, that the function should return -1 in case the element is not found. Okay, the indentation was wrong, that was the mistake, so I have just corrected it. Let us see. So yes, at 6, so let us see and verify whether it is the correct position it is returning. So this is 0th index, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So index number 5, there is a match, so that's why we are returning location 6. So that's how the linear search works, and its time complexity is big O of n, because in the worst case it has to iterate through all the elements of the list and then only it can conclude. So let us see, if I want to search the element number 11, which is not at all there present in the list. So yes, it is telling me not found. Although you may get surprised that we are already having the inbuilt function called find in the list, why we are not directly using it, but this is the way to implement the linear search. Okay, so that we are defining over here the user defined function called linear search. Otherwise, in order to use directly, you can directly use the find function, which is inbuilt function of the Python. So now we'll see the next searching technique, that is the binary search. Binary search is improved version of searching algorithm, that if you can remember, linear search gives big O of n searching time, while binary search gives O log n time. So if you are having the long list of items, suppose your list of items are 1000 and your search element is residing at 800, so minimum 800 location you need to search, and then and only then you will be able to find your element for what you are what you are searching your list elements. Okay, so in that case it is taking longer amount of time, and in order to get the efficient version, the binary search is the best option. So how it is improved, that we will see. So the first prerequisite of the binary search is the list should be in sorted order. So that is the limitation, you can say. Okay, now we'll see how it is working. So based on the middle value, it will compare. So whatever is the middle value of the binary, whatever is the middle value of your list, that will be compared with the search element. Okay, and if it is a match, then that particular position of the middle value will be returned. If it is not, and if the element which is to be searched is lesser than the middle element, then the right side of the list, that is all the numbers of the list having bigger numbers, okay, is ignored, because there is no chance that your search element will be found in that. So why to waste time in searching those elements? Okay, so if the element which is to be searched is lesser than the middle element, then your search space will be reduced to left hand side only. You are totally going to ignore your right hand side elements. Okay, again middle value of those subset will be found, again there will be a match, and if element is not found, again the right hand side of the list will be ignored if the element is smaller than the middle. So let us take an example and pictorially understand. So here we are supposed to search element number 12. Okay, so first of all, the middle of this particular list is 0 is the lower bound and 8 is the upper bound. So middle is 4. So search element that is 12 is compared with the middle element that is 50. And here we can see that 12 is lesser than 50. So there is no point in searching into the right sublist. So we will totally ignore it. So you can assume that our lower bound will remain 0, but the upper bound will be 3. That is middle minus 1. So our search space has reduced. So the search space has been reduced to half. So that's why by ignoring the elements, okay, of the right hand side sublist, we are able to make the searching algorithm efficient. Okay, so that is how we'll go for the, again, the middle element of this is 12, and 12 is compared with the 12. That's why we have got the match, and that's why we'll be returning the position of the middle element. Now next we are going to see the example where 80 is to be found. So first of all, what is the middle of this particular list is 50. 50 is lesser than 80. That's why the search space will be on the right hand side. Okay, this sublist will totally ignore the left sublist, because there is no point that 80 will be found in the left sublist, because the list is already sorted order. So 80, so here what happens, that our lower bound will get updated to 5. Okay, so this is our lower bound, this is our upper bound. Lower plus upper divide by 2 will give you the middle value. Okay, here we'll be taking the integer division. So that's why 65 will be compared with 80, which is no match. So again the value will be compared. If it is greater than, we'll be searching into the right sublist. So that's why our lower and upper will remain same, but the lower will be updated to 7. So our search space is right sublist, that is having 7 and 8 as index location. So again it will be divided into 2 and the middle element will be found. So how far we'll go, keep on searching until the list is left with the single element. That will be our termination condition. So now we'll see practically how to implement this binary search in Python. So now let's implement binary search over here. We'll be having a definition of binary search, in which L is the list and N is the search element. Here we'll be having lower bound equal to 0, that means the first element's location, and upper bound will be starting with the length of the list, that is L minus 1, because we are referring the index value. Now we'll keep the search till lower bound is less than or equal to upper bound. This will be our termination condition. Then we'll see the middle equal to lower bound plus upper bound, and we'll be taking over here integer division because we want index value. Okay, that's why we will avoid the floats by like this. We'll see if the list middle value is the element that we are looking for. That means we'll be comparing with N. If it is a match, we'll return mid, and here we want to return the position. That's why we'll be just adding +1 for the display so that human can match it with counting. Else we'll again start our searching. Now we need to decide that whether we want to continue our searching to the left sublist or right sublist. Now how to decide that? Based on the search value being greater or lower than the middle value. Okay, so if the n that we are going to search is greater than the middle element, okay, that means our left hand side sublist to be ignored. I forgot to write if over here. So if this is the condition that n is greater than the middle value, then we are going to change the lower bound being middle +1. Okay, so we have totally ignored the left side of the list, and in other case will be having upper bound. Okay, yeah, in this case upper bound is equal to mid minus 1, because we want to search our element into the left. Okay, so that we need to change our upper bound. Lower bound will in this case lower bound will start with 0. So this is the condition based on which we'll be ignoring the rest of the elements, and in other case, if the list is searched and no element is found, in that case we'll be returning minus 1. So now I'm copying the code which was written for the linear search in order to call our function, and instead of linear search I'll be calling binary search. Okay, let us understand. We'll take it for 12 and we'll see whether 12 is being searched or not. At all position I have used by mistake UP, that is upper bound. Okay, but instead of that I need to use UB, that is upper bound, which variable I have declared. So let us execute it. So here I am just correcting my list because it should be in sorted order. So I am giving the numbers accordingly so that my algorithm works properly. Okay, and suppose if I want to search the element number 90, now let's see what happens. So it's found at 6. We'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it is giving me perfect location of number 90. Now let us search for 91. So it's not found because that element is not at all available in the list. So here another technique to implement binary search algorithm, that is recursive way. As you know that recursion means function calls itself. So here binary search function will be called by itself, but with the parameter being reduced. Okay, here we are making our list reduced, okay, step by step, so that we can ignore rest of the part where there is no chance that element will be found. So here we are having binary search where we are having list where we want to search our item. This is lower bound, upper bound, and this is our search item. So here, as earlier where we have used the loop in order to say till what time we need to keep on searching. So here this is the, instead of loop we'll be having one condition. Here we are not using loop, okay, because we want to implement this binary search using recursive method. So here we'll be using nested function calls. That means function calls itself till this base condition is found. So here this is the condition that lower bound should be lesser than or equal to upper bound, and middle value is the same way what we have found earlier. If the element is found at middle, then we'll return this. So this is our base condition, okay, on which our recursive function call will terminate. Else, if n is greater than the middle value, that is the search item is greater than the search if the n, which is the search element, is greater than the middle value, then we'll change our lower bound, that is the parameter position. If you can check, that is else position, okay, this position will be updated to mid plus 1. Upper bound will remain as it is, and this is the search element. So all items, all the parameters will remain same except the lower bound that we need to change, and in other case we need to change the upper bound, okay, because we want to ignore the rest, the right hand side of the sublist. That is the reason. Same thing, if the element is not at all present, we'll be returning -1. So this is our list, it is in sorted order. This is our n, which is to be searched, lower bound and upper bound, okay, and we are making respective calls. So it is found at 1. If the element we will take as 10, let us see, so it is found at 5th location, and if the element is not present, it will give the message accordingly. So we have seen today the searching technique. First is a linear search, okay, and the second type of improved version in terms of time complexity we have seen is binary search, and we have seen iterative as well as recursive version. So I hope you have enjoyed today's session. See you soon in next session. Till then, keep learning.